Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is May 26, 2025, Monday. No, Memorial Day, not Labor Day. I worked today. One of my bosses, he did say that he believes, he's not positive, but I think I might be getting time and a half. I work kitchen. Kitchen's closed though due to Memorial Day, but they want me to basically come in, do like a deep cleaning for like 4 hours and then switch over to register. So I'm like, okay, sounds cool. Cool with me, you know. Family came over today. I didn't really get to spend time with them because I got to work, but I was off the past 2 days. Just kind of chilling. I did a podcast Saturday on Ed and Lorraine Warren. Go check that out. And it was a banger, dude. I've got like 58 views, I think. That's good for me, you know. Lots of thumbs ups. I gained 2 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you very much. I'm trying to get up to 500 subs. Saturday I did set up a Buy Me a Coffee account. So if you go to my channel page on any platform that I'm on, you can find a link there if you choose to donate $1 or something. It helps the channel, helps with like paying for equipment, you know, shit like that, camera, you know. So yeah, but I just been playing Zelda, dude. I did that podcast, set that up, and then Sunday I just kind of took a day of rest and honestly was just laying around watching TV, playing some Zelda. That's about it. Zelda 1, dude. I beat Dungeon 8, so I'm on the last dungeon, Death Mountain, where I have to fight Ganon and save Zelda. So I'm literally like right at the end of the game. I'm so excited. I beat the 3rd dungeon on Oracle of Ages today, so I'm not stuck on it anymore. Yeah, and then just played a little bit of Link to the Past. I'm playing 3 different Zeldas at the same time. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do the second quest on Zelda 1. I might dabble with it, just kind of have a save file on there and just play it every now and then. Because Zelda 1 is grueling in itself. But the second quest is literally like super fucking hard, dude. So I don't know. I might just dabble with it and play around with it. But yeah, let's get on with the show. Alright, so you guys know that I used to be a journalist. I used to write for the Garrett County paper and a school paper, Garrett Echo, Gecko for short. Yeah, I used to do a little bit of journalism back in the day. I almost went to school for journalism, but I grew up in a poor family. I didn't want to have student loans for the rest of my life. I ended up going to bartending school instead and becoming a bartender. And I did that for almost a decade. So, yeah, my life, I had a path before me, and I ended up taking the path that I'm on now. But that being said, having the experience of being a journalist, and I would still consider myself somewhat of a journalist today. I use the term podcaster, but I do have journalism experience. In journalism, when you put out false information, you are supposed to do a correction. I forget what they call it. It's not an editorial. I forget. If you know the name of it, hit me up in the comments. But I made a couple mistakes on 2 different episodes, and I need to talk about it and correct myself. Yeah, so that way you guys know I'm not like a disinfo agent or liar, at least not intentionally lying to you. So, I did an episode, this was last year sometime, and I found out after the fact. First of all, this is why I've said it a billion times on this channel. This is why I do not like the term truther or truth community, because I try to do my research the best that I fucking can. But you guys know me. I used to be a Q-tard. I fell for the QAnon psyop. And go ahead and listen to my older episodes. I don't delete episodes, you know. Once in a blue moon I'll delete something, but that's for either personal reasons or something like that. But I don't delete episodes for the most part. And the reason why is I keep them up so that way you can see my flaws and see that I am a imperfect human being. I can't be right all the time, you know. Alex Jones wasn't right all the time. William Cooper wasn't right all the time. But that's why I don't call this a truth channel. Not that I'm like intentionally lying to you. But I fall for shit sometimes. There is so many psyops going on right now in general, and there's always been psyops, and I'm not perfect. I'm gonna fall for that shit. William Cooper, king of conspiracy, dude, fell for the whole alien psyop shit. But I keep older episodes up because it's like I want you to see who I was, what I believed, and who I am now. You know, if you go from episode 1 all the way to this is episode 429, I think. 429 episodes. I've changed a lot. I've been doing this for years, you know. So I fell for possibly a psyop fake story when there was a Argentinian gang, I don't know, something South American, man. Some sort of gang that was taking over an apartment complex in the United States. I think it was in Chicago. I could be wrong. There's a lot of shadiness in Chicago. But from what I had heard, I did a whole episode on false information that the Hells Angels were going down there to fight these people and drive them out of this apartment complex. And I fell for it. You know, I should have known better. I mean, I've read Hell's Angels by Hunter S. Thompson. I should have known they don't give a fuck about anyone but themselves. And it's just being honest. It's being straight up. They don't give a fuck about anyone but themselves. And they say that. And several Hells Angels came out and made TikTok videos about it, and we're like, yeah, we're not going down there, dude. We don't give a fuck about anyone but ourselves, dude. They're just cutthroat gangsters, you know, road pirates, outlaws, you know. And I should have known that. I'm smarter than that. But I don't know, that was one thing I was wrong on. Hells Angels didn't even head down there. And the footage they were using was like footage of like Sturgis and shit. And I'm not perfect, but I did want to discuss that on, hey, I fell for something, you know. And there's one more thing that I fell for. So about 2 or 3 episodes ago, I can't remember which episode, some episode this month, I fell for a fake commercial. So, in my defense, it was taken out of context. I was watching one of those conspiracy TikTok compilation channels where they react to conspiracy TikToks. And there was a device called Nubbin. And I even said, I do have to say this, go listen to the episode. I did have to say, like, I don't know, something feels a little iffy about this, and I'm not sure if this is legit or real. I did give that disclaimer. So, the whole Nubbin thing, because first of all, the name Nubbin just sounds ridiculous. I'm like, something's off here. And it was a device you put up to your temple and push a button, and you can literally, like, it's like VR. It's like tapping into the Matrix. Like, you can relive old memories, create new memories, star in action movies, play video games. Simulation. A simulation within a simulation. If you believe in that. And the whole time I kept saying, dude, this feels like Black Mirror. This feels like Black Mirror. Guess what? It was Black Mirror. Black Mirror has been putting out fake commercials for this device called Nubbin. And I didn't see the version where, like, the eyes turn white and they pass out and, like, drooling on themselves using this device. I didn't see that version. I think they made multiple commercials of this Nubbin device. I fell for it. It was a commercial. Black Mirror, I guess, has new episodes or a new season coming out. I'm not sure. I need to watch it because I'll do a conspiracy cinema on it. But, so I fell for it. I'm a fool. I admit it. Nubbin is not a real thing. It was legit, like, fake commercials that Black Mirror was putting out to get you to watch the new Black Mirror episode. So that's it. I just wanted to knock that out. Tell you guys that I fell for some shit. So I fell for those two psyops. Well, one of them's not a psyop. The other one probably was a psyop, but I'm not perfect. I love you all. So let's get on with more conspiracy. Let's see, what do I want to talk about today? So here's a good one. Well, I mean, it's not good. It's not a good story, but alright, you guys know how I feel about Christianity. I am very anti-Christian. I'm an occultist. I do believe what Glenn Danzig says, that if religion makes you a better person, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And if it gets you through the day, it's comforting to you and it makes you a better person, that's all that matters. Me personally, I was religiously abused. I despise Christianity. I think it's disgusting. I've read the Bible 6 times cover to cover, and it's probably one of the most disgusting books I've ever read. I mean, there is beautiful stuff in it, but for some reason, preachers never read the entire Bible, every verse, every chapter. They skip over the horrendous parts and teach you the lovey-dovey shit. That, and I'm very Gnostic. I believe that Jehovah is the devil. And yeah, and I believe that I've started studying the Septuagint and the work of Dr. Amon Hillman, and Jesus is not who you think he is. Just saying. So, that being said, though, I do believe in the American Constitution, and I do believe in freedom of religion, that everyone has the right to believe in whatever they want, as long as you are not harming children, animals, anything like that, you know. United Kingdom, dude. I got listeners from the United Kingdom, because it does tell on Spotify and stuff. Like, I got listeners from Canada and United Kingdom. And by the way, if you are a listener from those countries, like, anytime I'm talking shit about your country, I'm not talking shit about you personally, I'm talking shit about your government. I had nothing but sorrow for Canada and England and the UK during the whole COVID fiasco. I felt bad for you guys, man. I kept telling you guys, get the fuck out of there. Run, dude, run. That being said, UK just passed a new law of banning street preaching. Basically, they consider it a form of distress. It can literally lead to 2 years in prison. They're banning, like, public prayer over microphones, handing out Bibles. Now, here's where I am going to play a little bit of devil's advocate. So, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I watch these street preaching videos because I watch all forms of content. I watch Muslim stuff, I watch satanic stuff, I watch liberal stuff, I watch Republican stuff. I watch multiple different forms of content because I don't want to be stuck in an echo chamber. I like to experience different points of views, unlike a lot of other content creators. If something makes me uncomfortable and I disagree with it, it's like, it's a good sign to me. It's like, oh, like, I'm willing to change my beliefs, I can tell you this, dude. I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. Personally, if I was walking around with my wife, and I can understand why you'll see street preaching videos of like a husband and wife, and they're just chilling on a nice sunny day walking down the sidewalk, and there's like a Pentecostal preacher which is like screaming on a microphone about hellfire and how gays are bad and shit. I can understand the natural reaction of being like, dude, fuck this guy. Because, like, I'm a classic liberal. I'm an occultist. It would piss me off if, like, because I work a lot, if, like, on one of my very few days off, I don't get to hang out with my wife. I really don't. I'm off every weekend and she works every weekend. So my 2 days with her, I don't even really get to hang out with her. We have to like plan something to hang out for like 1 or 2 hours before work, before one of us have to go to work, which sucks. So like I can put myself and walk a mile in someone's moccasins of like, hey, it's my only day off with my wife. We want to walk Main Street and enjoy the weather, and maybe there's a festival going on. So it would piss me off if there was like a preacher screaming in my face about hellfire and damnation. I get it. It is distressing. In America, we do have noise pollution laws. So I could see, I'm very 50-50 on this, man. Because I do believe in freedom of speech, the First Amendment, and like freedom of religion. And I do believe you should be able to go out there and proselytize, I think is the term they use. But my thing is, can y'all keep it down just a little bit? Like, do you really need a microphone hooked up to an amplifier? And the thing that cracks me up too is like, imagine like if it was reversed. I always say this, imagine if it was reversed. The whole Christian community and the truth community, who's like right-wing Christians, they would be flipping their shit if the Satanic Temple, was out there with a microphone and an amp, handing out literature and yelling about Satan. They would flip their shit and say they're not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to do that. Well, why are you allowed to do it but they're not? It's a two-way street. I personally, I think they should be allowed to do it. Do I think it's annoying? Yes. Do I think it's retarded? Yes. But they should be allowed to do it. But so should the Satanic Temple. And that's going to make people uncomfortable. Because there's a lot of Christian nationalists out there who believe we should be a Christian nation. Satanism should be outlawed. I was talking to a buddy last night. Or not last night, but the night before. And he was talking about Anton LaVey. And there's a lot of shit that he didn't know about Anton LaVey. I've studied Anton LaVey's life. I almost joined the Church of Satan. And I probably would still do it. It's only like $300 for a lifetime membership. Because I agree with like 95% of the Satanic Bible and the Church of Satan. I'm just saying, don't judge me till you read the book. Most people, they talk about the Satanic Bible, they've never even read it, dude. First of all, it's super little. You could read it in like one sitting. Second off, like, after reading it, it's like, dude, I kind of agree with like 95% of this shit. Like, don't harm children. Stand up for yourself. Don't be a pussy. You know. They don't even actually believe in the devil. They use him as a symbol. They're actually atheistic. That's the part that I disagree with, the atheism part, because I do believe in a creator and stuff. So, I don't know. I just think it's crazy. Get the hell out of England, dude. Get the hell out of England and come over here. I do think 2 years in prison is insane. They did specifically say they're banning prayer, public prayer, which is fucked up. I believe you should be able to pray anywhere you are. I pray out in public because I believe in a creator. I'm an occultist. And if someone just walked up to me and tried to throw me in handcuffs for praying in public, that would piss me off. And that's wrong, in my opinion. Handing out Bibles, that's fucked up, like that they're banning that. I think you should be able to hand out any form of literature, whoever you are. And like I said, Church, Satanic Temple should be allowed to hand out literature, just like the Christians, you know. My thing is if you are doing street preaching, and this goes for America and the UK, just keep it down, dude. There's no reason to scream crazy shit, because people are out there just trying to hang out with their kids. And I know from growing up in a Pentecostal church, dude, that shit does freak kids out, man. Like, I know, like, I used to be a father and shit, and if I was walking with my daughter when she was 2 or 3 years old and there was some dude screaming about the devil and hellfire, I know for a fact she would have been, like, holding onto my leg, like, Daddy, I'm scared, what's going on, you know? Just keep it down and chill out, you know? There's no need for all that crazy shit. Like, do your preaching, but just do it quietly and humbly, you know? Jesus didn't go around yelling at people. As far as I know, he was kind of hippy-dippy and chill, man. Just chill out, dude. I did want to cover that story, so next story. So I'm kind of going through and keeping an eye on the time and going through, like, shorter stories. That way it could be kind of like a compilation, a rapid fire of conspiracy. So there's been a hum that was reported in Castlereagh, North St. Louis County, 3 miles from Old Jamestown Road, where it was also heard. Just this hum. And I've actually recorded this hum before. It was one of my very first videos, and I recorded it in Danville, Kentucky. And these hums and grinding sounds and drilling sounds have been going on all over the United States, all over the world, and stuff. In particular, this is the most recent one. I've heard it myself and recorded it where I used to live in Danville, Kentucky. The theory is that it's boring drills, that they're drilling underground. What they are drilling, I don't know. Does it tie in with the underground cities? Does it tie in with railroads, underground railroads, like bullet trains? Maybe, perhaps. That's the theory. Is it the cause of all these earthquakes and shit that are going on? Because there's a lot of earthquakes going on and stuff. Are they unstabling the earth literally, like the fault lines and shit? I don't know. Are they drilling for lithium? I don't know. But I did want to report on the most recent hum. Have you guys heard the hum? And if you have, record it. And if you have recordings, hit me up in the comments with a link so I can check out your hums and give me a backstory. I'll try to have you on the podcast, you know. But I wanted to cover that one. So this one was a funny one, and I wanted to cover it. Recently, I believe it was Macron meeting with English leaders, leaders on a train. Cocaine was spotted on the fucking table. So they were sitting in one of these fancy cars on the train doing a meeting. England and France, some diplomats. and I'm pretty sure it was Macron. But they didn't realize the press was coming in, and on the table was a baggie, a little tiny baggie, and literally a line of cocaine. It was cocaine. I mean, the truth community, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's adrenochrome, it's adrenochrome. As far as I know, there is a powder form of adrenochrome that I heard was coming out of China. I heard they were getting it from, like, fish and puppies, like literally torturing puppies and getting it. And supposedly it was like an orange, red, pink powder. People have connected it with the whole Aerosmith song, Pink Makes You High as a Kite. You know, maybe we'll do a whole episode on that song and Aerosmith and Steven Tyler, which I did do an episode on Steven Tyler. It's called Steven Tyler is a Creep. Go check that episode out. But it wasn't adrenochrome. It was fucking cocaine, dude. Does it bother me that the elites are using cocaine? No. I mean, Trump has been caught using Sudafed. There was a video of literally someone came into the Oval Office and took a picture of him, and he was sitting at his desk, and he didn't realize his desk drawer was open. Guess what was in the drawer? Sudafed, which is basically like kind of like Robitussin, kind of like speed. I know people make meth with it. Just because you're a drug user, I don't think that you're the devil or an evil person. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think there are good drugs, and I think there are bad drugs. I'm not anti-drug, you know. I truly believe that Trump is a Sudafed head. I remember that people would make meth out of it, like around us. We'd have shady-ass figures. We used to sell it at the gas station, Minute Mart in Harrodsburg, dude, when I was young. And we'd have to ID them, and they'd come in, and we would keep a log of who's buying it, because people would make meth out of it, you know. I've never taken it. I've taken a lot of drugs. I don't know what Sudafed does. But does it surprise me that, like, elites of England and France, like, are using cocaine? No. I mean, go watch the movie Wolf of Wall Street, dude. These motherfuckers are literally playing chess with our lives every day, all day. I'm sure they're on cocaine. I'm sure they're on adrenochrome. I'm sure they're on all sorts of shit, you know. JFK, one of my favorite presidents. I think he was actually trying to fight the elites. I think that he was genuinely a good guy. He's not perfect. He had his problems. He was a drug user. A lot of people don't know that he was using methamphetamine. He had a bad back that would cause pain, so he was on opiates, I believe, downers, and to counteract that, he would take methamphetamine. I mean, listen to the way the dude talked during speeches, or even just go listen to JFK phone calls. The dude was sped up as fuck. Hitler was on meth, dude. They were prescribing Hitler meth. A lot of these world leaders are on substances. A lot of normal people are on substances. I dabble with marijuana. I smoke weed. You know, I drink every now and then. If you handed me an Adderall, and let's say I had like the next 3 or 4 days off, and you're like, hey, you want to pop an Adderall? I'd probably do it. I'd be like, fuck yeah. And then I'd put out a shit ton of episodes. Because I'd be sped the fuck up, dude. But I just thought it was funny. Go watch the footage. God Rules, he's a good channel. He put it out. I've seen a couple other people. I think Truth Seeker might have put it out there. They got caught doing a line of coke and doing some cocaine in a train. Just our elites getting hopped up before a meeting, you know. Can you imagine after the press left and they're just all coked up out of their mind, like, why won't these motherfuckers die? Hurry up, sign this. We gotta kill these motherfuckers. They're waking up. What do we do? They're just freaking out, just all coked up, just, God damn it. But we'll wrap it up there. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to get up to 500 subs. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. And if you feel led to donate, please do. Buy me a coffee. It's in the link of my channels. And I love y'all, and you all have a good day.